1985 Harley Davidson wide glide FXWG. All original parts. Basically this video is going to be pretty much kind of a how-to, or at least what kind of tools you're going to need to basically get to your carburetor and taking it off your bike. So here we go. Okay guys, first thing I would suggest is picking up one of these. Your actual official factory manual for basically servicing your Harley Davidson. Okay guys, next thing you want to do is you're going to have your air cleaner cover. What you want to do is get basically a Phillips head screwdriver that is more of a thicker tip than this right here. This is your finer tip. You don't want that. Basically, you're going to use this. This is going to be on your carburetor side of your bike, of course. Take these out. Once you get these off, put those aside. I'm going to take the air cover off. Okay. What's going to be there is actually your air filter. Next you're going to need is to grab your ratchet set and get an Allen head type of socket, and this is going to be a 3/16 SAE sized for these bolts here. Okay, these are all going to be Allen heads, and this will fit in fine. You can use a regular ratchet set. I've got a Craftsman here. I'm using that for something else right now. Basically, take these off. Take those and lift out the washers on there. Then you will take off the backing off of that, in which you will basically, that comes off the carburetor, just like this. One thing I should probably mention, after you take off your air filter as well as your backing plate, what you can do before or after really doesn't matter. You should turn off your fuel supply valve. Make sure it's in the level position, and that's off. What you'll do is, after you've done that and you've taken off the air filter as well as the backing plate, you should do is at this point turn your bike on. Basically, what you're going to do is you're going to run the carburetor out of gas, so that way there's no fuel being supplied to the engine at all before you take off the carburetor. Once you've gone ahead and run the carburetor out of fuel, what you're going to want to do is detach the fuel line from the carburetor. And once you've done that, of course, make sure you've turned off your bike itself with the switch here. So once that is done, you want to come to the other side of the bike and you want to take off the horn itself. Now to take off the horn, what you're going to need is a 1/2-inch wrench. Take that off. Now remember, all these tools I'm showing you are going to be standard or SAE type non-metric tools. Once this is off, you're going to want to take a 1/4-inch ball hex driver. It's a long shank, and you're going to have to go through the back side of the bike this way, and you're going to want to use a ball end like this. It's rounded. I can make sure that you're using that one instead of the regular flat one. Anyway, once that's done, okay, you take these out. You're going to have the insulator block that you're going to have to take off as well. And these are going to go through from the manifold side. Just so you know, you're going to go to the manifold. And this is going to take these out. Now, once you've done that, you've taken these off. This is going to be kind of pretty much flopping, being held by the throttle cables by this point. Now the throttle cables to take off of this is actually fairly easy, and I should have kind of, I guess, maybe waited and shown you how to do that, but it's fairly simple. I found for me, once I've taken the carburetor off, oh, and by the way, taking off the choke cable as well. I should have done that first, sorry. Taking off the cable for the choke was actually, which would be right there, that's where that screw would go. That's probably one of the first things you want to do after you take off the fuel line, which goes right in there. But once you've taken off the bolts from the manifold, which is right here, to the carburetor, once that's done, it's actually really easy just to take off the throttle cables off of this. But this is the front side. That's the choke plate there, right there. There's a throttle valve right there. I guess you could call that really a choke valve. I'm not really sure the nomenclature, although I do have my manual. Anyway, to clean this, what you're going to need is a small screwdriver. Now you can use a regular size or a smaller Phillips head like this, which I did start using, but I found this really great little ratchet set from Lowe's. I think it cost me $9, $10, but it's really great. Love it. And I actually found it really helpful when I'm trying to take off each one of these. And actually, I need to tighten this right here a little more. A little more on that. I don't know why that's loose. That should not be loose at all. In action, ladies and gentlemen, in action. No, I do not have a torque wrench, but pretty much I've been asking my mechanic a bunch of different questions, and he's been very helpful for me. And it's been like free help, honestly. He's been helping me with different things. Anyway, what you're going to want to do to clean this out is you're going to basically take this and take off 1, 2, 3, and then this screw here, 4. You're going to pop this off, the bowl out. Then we're going to use some type of carb cleaner. I use gum out, but they're pretty much all the same. That cost me, I think, $5 for that, and I used it pretty much to clean out the bowl, and that's pretty much it. So basically, your tools you're going to need to take this off is this. Now this driver, this small ratchet set, basically it comes like this. All these different little drivers into it. It's kind of a nice 10-piece. So you're going to need that, or a regular screwdriver like that, Phillips head. You're going to need a wrench, half-inch wrench, size wrench. You're going to need a 1/4 inch ball hex driver. You're going to need a 3/16 regular hex driver. You're going to need a screwdriver, and you're going to need some type of socket. Or if you just have a regular, like some type of socket driver, it's got a T-handle on it, that's perfect too. What I ended up doing was, personally, I went and just bought these sets. I think you could buy them individually, but I think each set cost me $19, $18. Might be different in your area. But anyway, I hadn't seen any videos out there showing you what you're going to actually need to take off a carburetor. It seems like, oh, this is how you do it. Well, that's great. What do I need to do this? And so this is for a 1985 Harley Davidson FXWG. Have a great day, guys. God bless.